but I've noticed something majorly wrong with Coco.
It's like this is our own private beach.
We're floating in the middle of a cloud. Oh no, I was so excited about sailing. I've just been buzzing on it, so that's a good sign. So we're still here at Mercury Island. We've enjoyed a few days of walking on the beach. It kind of sucks a little bit because it's a privately owned island just off the coast of New Zealand, and they normally let you walk around the farmland here, but because of COVID they've stopped doing this. So, and the weather has been too windy and cloudy that doesn't really make you want to hop in the water for a swim, so we're feeling a little bit pent up. But I've noticed something majorly wrong with Coco, and I've done a little bit of a repair. So I'm just up on the bow, and here is the Genoa forestay, and there's a crack in the welding at the bottom of it. So you can see down here it's all got welding along it, and there's a crack on the forward part of it across there, and I have heard of a Leopard 48 getting dismasted because of it. So 2 years ago, when I was a fledgling international cruiser and I was in Tahiti, I brought some really strong Dyneema, which I actually envisaged if I needed to tie the boat together somehow crossing from Tahiti to Tonga and down to New Zealand, that I'd use this Dyneema. And here we are just over 2 years later in New Zealand, and I've used the Dyneema to tie the boat together so that we can continue sailing up the coast of New Zealand. So I've put the Dyneema wrap around the crossbar, and I've just gone around 3 times and tied it off, and then if this weld breaks when we're sailing, this will hold the forestay up and it'll keep the mast up. So I could motor for the next 2 or 3 days to our end destination, New Zealand, where it'll get repaired and welded up, but I don't know, I'm just sort of really enjoying sailing at the moment. And we've got, today is Saturday, and on Monday we've got good weather to sail around the top of Coromandel and down to Waiheke. So just want to be sailing, really, not motoring. So this is my insurance policy: if the weld cracks, then this will hold the mast up, and then we better stop sailing at that point. So, you know, it probably won't, and I'm going to monitor it every 2 or 3 hours, but we will see. I'm glad I spotted it, but in a way it's kind of torture, because I'm always looking and always watching every part of the boat, and it can actually get hard to relax because you're just monitoring so many systems. But that's just having a little whinge. But it's a beautiful place, and you know, it's a price you pay for being out in comfort in a beautiful place, is that you got to look after such a nice boat. There you go. I'll tell you about some other stuff in a moment. Right, something else to tell you about that went wrong. Just after we left Tauranga, I flew the drone, and then I raised the mainsail, and as the mainsail was getting close to the top, I got this line jammed around this winch here so that I couldn't let it go, so I couldn't let line out, and I could only go up, and you're kind of going, why can't the winch reverse? But normally you're reversed by just unwrapping it and letting line out. So the first thing I sort of thought was, you know, am I in any danger? Because I'm pointing upwind with the mainsail up, flapping, and we hadn't quite started sailing yet. So I sort of check around for any boats. No, we're good there. And then I'm like, well, how do I unjam this? I can't let it out. Can't pull it up anymore because the sail's at the top. What I'm going to have to do, cut it, and then I come up with another idea to put another line on it up there, and then pull it on this winch and take the tension off it so I could let that go. And I'll put that together now and show you how I did that. So that's it. That's how I pulled tension on that, freed up the line there so that I could loosen this off and get the jammed line off this winch. I thought it was pretty good going, and I've earned myself a little badge there. I feel quite confident operating boats, radars, chart plotters, weather, but it's the sailing side that I'm still low on, and it's jamming something up or breaking a bit of equipment and then knowing how to get myself out of that situation. Yes, it's good nowadays with satellite phones, you can always phone a friend, but I thought of that quite quickly, so I'm going to give myself a tick.
We're going to the beach, which is just 2 minutes away from Coco. Yeah, it's quite wild and remote, and we're trying to make most of while we're here.
Unfortunately, here's the COVID sign that says we're not allowed to go and walk up in the hills. But yeah, it's beautiful. There's nobody else on the beach. Only one boat anchored there. Fresh New Zealand. Just enjoying it. Just there's cicadas in the background. The little waves are just lapping in on the shore, just like a little swell. Just. How are you guys going?
We are exploring. The little feet and the little fingers are touching and feeling everything.
And what do you think of the beach?
That's very nice. It's like this is our own private beach.
Yes.
Actually not.
We should buy the island.
Yes, we should.
Please like and subscribe, and one day in a billion years we might be able to afford to buy the island.
And you're most welcome to come for a picnic. It's very nice.
Cheers. Oh, it's quite tasty straight from the bottle.
Yummy. Liam?
You on my shoulders as long as I'm able. Scare the monsters under your bed. Deep and abiding. Liking for you is all I need. until my heart gives in. I will do everything I can for you. You will grow up in the blink of an eye and move out and beyond your own. But no matter what comes your way, I will stay right here beside you to catch you if you fall. And deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you.
So it was a really nice afternoon at the beach today, and it was really cool seeing Liam start to get really confident in the water, because the sooner we can have him swimming, the more comfortable we could be. So I've just been reading a bit about Mercury Island. So it's one of 16 islands, but this island that we're at is the biggest one. There's 2 very exclusive resorts on here that you can rent for about $20,000 a day. Half of it is farmland and half of it is conservation. And back in about 2006, U2's lead singer Bono and the guitarist stayed on the island here at the resorts just here. And it's owned by a couple of rich listers, and they've got it pest free. In pre-colonial times, it was probably the location of about 20 pa Maoris living on the island. Would have been really good fishing for them. That's the Liam interruption. Hi Liam, I see you. So that's a wrap. Yeah, but it's been very nice visiting here. We are leaving on Monday, and today is Saturday. Good morning. Today we depart for Waiheke Island. So Mercury Island to Waiheke Island. And check out this morning, it's so foggy and so dewy. All of Coco is wet. It's like we're floating in the middle of a cloud. But more about our trip soon. Gotta get busy, gotta go. Our anchor locker is kind of a pain in the butt. The chain builds up in a big pile and jams up the winch. It's because we've added 100 meters of chain to Coco, and the factory probably only designed it for 50. But the extra chain goes good in the deep Pacific Ocean anchorages and islands. So seems like so far we're having to motor, which sucks because I did want to sail, but we're en route to Waiheke Island. The whole day is about 54 nautical miles, and our current ETA at 6 knots is 3:22 p.m. So we're coming up to something called the Colville Channel, and it's between the Great Barrier Island and the tip of Coromandel, and headlands always have a much higher sea state because the wind can go against the current gets funneled around the headland, the waves get funneled between the two islands, and it can really make a yucky ride. So what I did for today is I made sure the current was going to be with us, and the current doesn't change direction in this Colville Strait until about 2 p.m. And you can have a look at the chart. You can see all the little waves on the chart warning sailors of the current and the waves in that area, because if the current goes against the waves just jack up like 3 or 4 times what it is already. It's a little bit rocky, it's foggy still. I'm having to keep a close eye on the radar. But yeah, looking forward to making our turn around the end of Coromandel and heading down into Waiheke Island, and hopefully at that point we can start sailing. Yogi's a little bit tired from seasickness medication, and Liam's been a little bit scrappy, but he's okay at the moment, so fingers crossed. Alright, come with me, guys and girls. Look at this. Woohoo! And we have been rewarded with wind. Funneling through into the Culver Channel has picked it up. Whoa. So come with me as we do the very special moment. Oh, listen, it's gone quiet. There's one engine off. That's the other engine off. 7.1 knots and 10 knots of wind, but we've probably got about 2 or 3 knots of current up our bum. Yoo-hoo! But look, I'll go this way. I've got a Garmin inReach in my pocket, my life vest on, because Yogi's busy with Liam, so if I fell overboard, I'd be sweet. Yeah! Very drizzly. I'm actually getting wet out here, but hey, it's not bad. It's summertime, so it's not cold. And we're about to zoom through the Culver Channel and then turn to port and head down to Waiheke. I hope you like that.
It's doing 8.5, 8.6, and you can't even feel it. It's quite smooth.
Oh, I'm so deflated. The wind that we got in that beautiful sailing was just because of the wind rushing through the channel, and now it's just backed off to nothing and it's come around behind us. Maybe in a couple of hours time the wind might come up enough to sail. So the sails are flapping and we're going to have to just drop them and turn on motors. Oh no, I was so excited about sailing. Oh well. Wind is fickle. And it's probably the headland behind us sheltering us a bit too, but I can't see any wind on the water up in front, so oh well, motors will be back on in a moment. Alright, that's ready to let it out. We are passing by Port Jackson, the most northern tip of the Coromandel Peninsula, New Zealand, a place not even many New Zealanders get to see.
Inflatable, dark green, with one person on board. Anyone in the area willing and able to assist with a tow to Narrow Neck Beach, please call Coast Guard radio on this channel or star 500 from a mobile phone. Coast Guard radio out.
So behind me is Waiheke. Oh, we've just had a beautiful sail this afternoon. About 2 to 3 hours now sailing across the Firth of Thames, and just 7 or 8 knots, not too much waves, just spot on. It just, you know, I was so happy with sailing, and then the wind went, and then it come back, and I was just, yeah, it's been epic. I've just been buzzing on it, so that's a good sign. But have a look. So we've only got about 30 minutes to go, and then we'll start heading into one of the anchorages maybe. I think Yogi's in here cooking. What is happening in here? What are you doing, Liam?
What an assistant cook.
And what's happening in the galley?
I'm marinating some fish with some curry masala. This lovely guy gave us some fish yesterday. Actually, one fish, a really big one, this big. Peter's been
what type of fish is it?
It's a kawai. Yeah. Peter's been busy with the boat and Liam, so we haven't had much chance to do some fishing.
Cool, Yogi's curries are yummy. Okay, well, I'll see you as we're just putting the anchor down, huh?
We are at Waiheke Island! Woohoo! The best.